Ghidorah.
Dios mío.
Se mueven como una manada. Están cazando. Todos responden ante un alfa. Si acabamos con Ghidorah, acabaremos con todos ellos.
¿Hay alguna criatura que pueda hacerle frente?
So, most people are familiar with the character.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who Godzilla is.
Yeah, this is his 61st anniversary.
So, what is it about it that makes it stand the test of time?
I mean, I think he's a surprisingly complex character, if that makes any sense. You know, like we love the promise of a giant monster fighting other monsters. And that sort of, I think, attracts us on a very primal level. But underneath all that, he's got a surprisingly poignant message. He's a truly mythic figure. He's got something to say if we're willing to listen about our relationship to nature. And I think it's that spirit, that heart, that has allowed the character to continue as long as he has.
I feel like Godzilla has never been scared to, though it has its you know, its legend that will never change. It does expand on things, you know, it does update itself. Every time a new director comes in, he's allowed to add something to the vision of Godzilla, and it allows the creature to continue to grow. You know, it's never just the same thing from all the other movies. There's always something, some new dynamic to make him different.
Did you watch any films previous to this work, or did you just let it be your own thing to not have any reference?
Oh no, I went back and rewatched them. And that was one of my favorite aspects of working on the movie, was just putting a Godzilla movie on in the background while working on the script, or even in the production office, we kept the movies playing on a loop in the lobby, you know, and sharing that with crew members, because I was always surprised by how many ideas came out of that process. You know, looking to the past to see what inspired those films, and then trying to come up with new ideas that had never been explored in the long history of the old movies. So I think you should always do that if you're playing with a legacy character like this.
I feel that King of the Monsters, Mike Dougherty, takes the legend of Godzilla and bumps its lore up to new levels. You know, you're gonna have to see it in theaters, but anything after King of the Monsters, you'll be able to see what piece of Mike Dougherty is in the Godzilla legend.
So, this character having that legacy, are there any like references to it? Some shot or some little Easter eggs?
Yeah, I really love rewarding my audience for paying attention. So that means sort of layering in ideas or Easter eggs and nods to the previous films for fans to find, and also hopefully to create new fans.
Now, your character has a real funny line I actually laughed out loud, because he's like, how does Godzilla get it on? So, was that improvised or?
Yeah, that part's in the script, but you're supposed to make things like that. Those moments, those one-liners, you gotta make them your own. Yeah, it's all about
Shay
timing.
has the timing right.
I'm charismatic.
You're an actor.
Thank you. I'm an actor.
You work on some horror productions, with more practical effects. So are there any skills that you learned from working on that films that translated to a big CGI thing?
Oh yeah, definitely. The two previous films, Krampus and Trick or Treat, were like the perfect training ground for this movie. You know, working with crews, the long hours, the post-production of it. But they did have, as small as they were and limited in budget, they still had visual effects and creatures. And so everything I learned on those movies applied to this one, just sort of much bigger.
So, Millie, you're producing your next film, and you're really young.
I am young.
Do you think that the film industry has some unique challenges for a young girl?
Absolutely. There's definitely some issues with equality that we're slowly and progressively moving forward. But I think Legendary and Warner Brothers and everyone behind me and who's working with me is actually really great, because they're shining a light on youth. I am really ambitious and driven to make movies. I mean, that's like, I feel like that's what I'm here to do. I want to be part of the making. And so with this next movie, Enola Holmes Diaries, which I'm filming tomorrow, Literally, I am so ready to be on set and to star in it, but also help create in some way.
So to the new fans, what can they expect from this Monsterverse? Because you've written this film, are you writing the next installment?
Oh, I did some work on the next one, yeah.
What can we expect from Kong and Godzilla? Because that's like a big promise. You talked about the promise of big monsters fighting.
Well, I mean, I think the fun of seeing those two fight, just seeing them on screen together, it's something unique. And it seems like something that has been building for decades now. You know, like they feel like two old rivals that have always been aware of each other and circling each other, but have never really had an opportunity, with the exception of the old movie, you know, way back when. But I think seeing these iconic, historical, cinematic figures finally cross paths, there's just it's something appealing about that. You know, it's like knowing about two prize fighters finally going up against each other.
So if you had to pit Godzilla against like Krampus,
Godzilla. Yeah, hands down.
every time.
Yeah.
Este es el planeta de Godzilla. Nosotros solo vivimos en él.
Además, de verdad.